Hey, Musketeers, you see those links down there? That's for the Apocalypse Soon YouTube channel, for the Patreon, and for EddiePepitone.com. If you like this podcast, you're going to love those links. Click them. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sentient pieces of life I can't think of right now, peeling bark, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast with actually zero upside, and it's all upside with this man. He's back from vacation. Man, he's looking like he just stepped off a big wheel ship, and he's a beautiful man. He's the Bitter Buddha, and you know him as Eddie Pepitone.
Good evening, good morning, good night. I just want to say right up top, kids, don't try to live like I do. Just don't try to take the chances and the risks that I do. I live life to the fullest, and you should play it safe. Live life on the middle ground, as the Buddhists say. Middle ground. Don't try to do what I do. I dance on the edge of a volcano. Look at me, for Christ's sakes. Just look at this. This is the result of dancing on the edge of the precipice of the abyss. It gets worse from here. I was in Milan. I was in the East Coast during 2 blizzards, 3 degrees, and I come back and it's 90. By the way, that is a shocker. How are you, Kev?
Very good.
I come back from, being in New York. Milan was like not bad. It was like 50s,
Light jacket weather?
A jacket, yeah. But here, it's 90 when I came back, and it's 87 today.
Yeah. It's
like
crazy.
A little too hot going from New York
and
the East Coast, where it was like 3 degrees.
Buddy, so 5 days ago, I went out to walk my dog before the sun came out, and I stepped on the grass, and it crunched. It was that cold. and then now it's crazy because literally yesterday I showed up with my sweatshirt ready to work at the Comedy Store, and I was sweating immediately. I'm like, what the hell? It was freezing.
You didn't know the weather?
It was freezing very, very recently. Yeah, it changed quick on me.
Yeah.
But you were in Milan. You've been jet setting.
I was in Milan, man. I was there for like 10 days. And I saw 3 Olympic hockey games. I saw an opera at the oldest opera house in the world called La Scala. I saw the Ring Cycle. I think it was part 3 of the Ring Cycle, Wagner. Yeah. Beautiful. It was a beautiful opera house,
Yeah.
Just so gorgeous. And then the other
what's the name of that opera house?
La Scala.
La Scala. Okay.
Yeah. So, and Milan, the people in Milan had kind of an attitude, I think. I think one is one of the fashion capitals in the world. And if you've ever met fashion people, there's a certain fuck you.
There really is. There's a real arrogance to the fashionable.
Yeah. I mean, look, I dress fashionable, but I'm very friendly.
Well, yeah, you're a nice guy. I mean, you're a man of the people,
Yeah.
You came from the slums, you came from low birth.
Bet your ass.
And now that's why you don't forget about the little man.
A meal for me was eating out someone's ass when I was a child.
You go, oh, I couldn't eat another bite. I'm stuffed, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
Oh, so I'm a little delirious, little jet lagged, but they all had a scowl on their face, the men and the women, mostly.
Yeah.
We saw The Last Supper. We got a private tour of The Last Supper at the Da Vinci Museum, and I got all kinds of stuff in the Da Vinci gift shop.
Oh, yeah. I love that. What'd you get?
I got, let's see, I think I brought one thing with me.
You bring some...
I'm just a sucker for gift shops.
Oh, yeah.
After an art exhibit. And this is hilarious that I got a Last Supper glasses. A Last Supper glasses case.
That is so off-brand for you.
I know.
That is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And people go,
I lose my shit when I go off the mainland and into the continent, and I was trying to learn Italian on my phone with I had a translation app, and I also got a learning Italian audio book. I didn't learn anything.
You were doing pretty good on that podcast where you ran into the Italian alien. At least it sounded like Italian.
Oh, really? I don't remember. I didn't understand very much, and that's stressful a little bit. Most people spoke English.
That's good. That's nice. Yeah, I loved on the episode, the second episode, you mentioned how exhausted you were, and yet you delivered 45 minutes of a character. And then the first one, you could tell you were tired, but you kind of talked about your trip a lot, but it was mostly about gelato. Right. the first, it was about 40 minutes, and then I just remember, oh, he's tired. This will probably, what, but it was all Bob Fucknuts. Yes! Dude, that killed me. By the way, I just played Eddie. I had AI make a Bob Fucknuts.
And we hate AI.
We hate AI.
But we are going to add this song.
Shadows are long when the sun goes down. The neon lights buzz in a cruel, cold town. Trouble is coming in the blink of an eye. Look out for Bob when the bullets start to fly. Bob! Bob Fucknuts! Bob Fucknuts! He's the best detective in town.
Because it was so funny.
It was killing me, and so I just
love
played it for
doing
Eddie.
Bob. It just came into my head. The character. I just love a name like Fucknuts.
Me too.
Hey, Fucknuts, and this is Bob Fucknuts, and Bob, and I like the idea of he never really got around to talking about the actual murder.
Yes, okay. I'm glad I figured you were aware of that.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me that was like, I wonder if he even realizes he never got into the murder, because it was the teasing. I was editing, yelling at you. I was literally editing, and I'm going, get to the fucking story. And then you'd go to something else, and then that killed me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the audio only episodes because I think you get so creative in them.
Well, it's interesting because they call radio like the theater of the mind. You know what I mean? Like the visual thing. I like, who was his name? What was his name? Joe Frank. No. Oh, there was a guy who used to be on NPR who would just tell these stories with sound effects. I think his name was Joe Frank.
I love that.
And it was beautiful. He would just be like, his stories were poignant. They were well written. He wasn't riffing.
Yeah. Well, not everybody is able to do what you do, It doesn't mean that he's any less of an artist, Some artists have to write down their ideas and then practice them, and you know, not us.
Not us. We are people who fly by the seat of our pants. So I'm still a little jet lagged, I mean, the tour, I did Philly, I did Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I did Boston, I did San Francisco, I did Brooklyn at Union Hall a few times. I did some podcasts in New York. It was busy.
I love it. Which any big podcasts?
Dan Soder.
Ooh.
And that's coming out soon.
I love Dan Soder. That guy is hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Dude, have you seen his recent special?
I have not.
It is one of the best crafted specials I've seen in a while.
What's it called? Do you remember?
I don't. I know
I'm
it's his latest
look it
one.
up.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And man, you're gonna love it. It's very, very, very well done.
Nice.
I really idolize, and I think it's because part of the reason I love you so much. I love the free flowing. I love the kind of, this sounds like It's unrehearsed. It sounds like he's coming up with it in the moment.
Yeah.
And many times it may well be, but I also have a big appreciation for the guys that write jokes and like chunk, and it's like just a very thing. And so he did that so brilliantly. I'm excited to see you on that podcast.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and it was in the middle of that brutal winter. The streets were icy in New York. I made it to his apartment where he does his podcast, and he had a great dog.
Yeah.
And it was just a fun podcast.
That's
so that'll come out soon, Dan Soda's podcast. So, yeah, so I was busy, man, on my trip, and it's wild to be back. I'm glad I'm back because, man, you go off the rails when you're traveling, you know, like that, going in and out of time zones. Like, I haven't exercised, you know. Well, this hand, I've been exercising that forearm, the wrist, you know. Had a lot of pasta.
Tell me about a meal, Eddie. Give me a meal. What was one of the meals?
Well, the first one was probably the best. I wasn't being vegan.
Good. You got to celebrate. You're on vacation.
Well, I wanted to just sample. So anyway,
you slaughtered your own animals when you were out there.
I do. I have piano wire like the Italians do, and I sneak up behind. I'll tell you why it's wild to strangle a snake from behind with piano wire because they're very slippery. You really have to hold that fucking thing tight.
Well, you have a lot of experience handling a snake, from what I hear.
Well, I was a stripper for a while, you know, to work my way through college.
Well,
I was going to the College of Staten Island. It wasn't cheap. I was majoring in failure, and you know, I had to pay my way. And
you have to become a stripper to pay your way through clown college.
Yeah, more or less. I bet clown college is pretty expensive.
It's got to be pretty pricey.
You know what I mean? I mean, the floppy feet, I know, are a lot of money.
Well, you got to get them custom made.
You got to get them custom made. The red noses are not going to make themselves.
No.
And then all the makeup, the wigs.
And if people
hey!
So tell me about.
Come over there. Yeah.
Give me a meal. One of your meals.
All right. Well, the first meal was probably the best because we found it was a recommendation restaurant, and oh man, I gotta tell you, simple thing like an artichoke salad. First of all, the olive oil in the homeland Italy is quite good, and the food in general, by the way, if people don't know this, is better in Europe. They don't allow as much processed ingredients, so the food is healthier.
Well, they're not. I believe. And
they don't bomb other countries. By the way, we just bombed. We just started another war.
I saw that last night.
Israel and the United States have started bombing Iran today. That's when we're filming.
Great stuff.
This
Great stuff.
I woke up to that today. Just go. Oh, I can't. I mean, I know they were talking about doing it, but insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity. And just fucking crazy. I did think of a commercial though, for Macy's bedding.
Oh yeah, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hello. Are you worried about sleeper cells since we've started to bomb the Mideast again? Sleeper cells, that's right. Well, if you're having trouble sleeping, here at Macy's, we have some of the finest mattresses, orthopedic. They all have the little remote where they go up and down, the mattress technology, and it's for sleeping. So if you're worried about sleeper cells and you're not getting a lot of sleep, come to Macy's. We have just the ticket for you. You can sleep like you're in a sleeper cell, but you're not being activated, because when sleeper cells get activated, that's when you go to sleep. Macy's, we're bombing another country.
And we're back at the Apocalypse Soon podcast, and we were talking about Eddie's favorite meal in Italy.
Right, so the first one, artichoke salad followed. They always have the preemy, and first antipasta.
Like the artichoke hearts? Like,
yeah.
oh.
Well, no, they thinly sliced fresh artichoke. They didn't even cook the artichoke.
Really?
And it was delicious with some fresh, I forget what kind of lettuce, but lettuce, thinly sliced like Parmesan cheese,
Oh, God.
artichoke hearts with the incredible balsamic and olive oil. That followed by the best pasta I had was the first night. It was rigatoni, just a rigatoni pomodoro, which was so the sauce.
No, what's a rigatoni pomodoro?
It's just tomato sauce. I don't think there's probably some cheese in it, but so delicious. And then the crowning thing, the main dish was ossobuco. Have you ever had ossobuco?
Yes, I have.
So it just falls off the bone, and it's so fucking good. And then dessert. I had so much dessert there.
Oh, I
apologize, folks. I don't want to give the kids out there, those who can afford to go to Milan anyway, any ideas that you should traipse through, Italy eating willy-nilly,
I think it's the best way to traipse.
Yeah.
If you're going to be traipsing, you might
It
as
is
well.
rich, though. I'll tell you, after a while, you're eating so many carbohydrates. Like, I wanted to check out the pizza, which I did.
Yeah.
I had I had cannolis being wired to me.
Oh.
They found a way to wire cannolis. Like, you just scan something and they're in your room immediately.
Mr. Pepitone, another cannoli on the wire for you.
Mr. Pepitone. They have a singing cannoli guy. Here's your cannoli.
Holy cannoli.
Holy baloney. Mr. Pepitone. So anyway,
That's beautiful.
I ate myself into a coma.
Now, after all the flavors of gelato that you had.
And the gelato, wow. The first gelato I had was amazing. It was hazelnut, but it tasted... Anyway, everything tasted great. I ate too much.
Did you have a pistachio?
Yes.
Oh, man. Now that...
I love pistachio and
That's
hazelnut.
my favorite type. Gelato. And
I'm getting
ice
hungry
cream.
now as we talk.
I know. We shouldn't be doing this. It's dangerous.
Getting very hungry. All I had today was peanut butter and a banana. Back to being vegan. So anyway, here I am, and I had a bad cold at the end of the Milan trip. Got back to New York, and there was a blizzard. Their first blizzard in 17 years. It was hilarious. I experienced winter that past month. I'm good now. But it got too hot too quick here, like 90 in, what are we, February still? Or is it, tomorrow's the first.
It's February.
Right?
I saw the blossoms, man. Their trees are blossoming in February, late February. That's not supposed to happen, but literally, if you go, there's some peach blossoms and there's cherry blossoms on that tree right there. It's wild. There? Yeah, past on the other side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just we're confusing the hell out of the fauna around here.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was I believe in Italy they don't use a lot of the GMO crops, so they're not genetically modified.
In general, they're far healthier than us. Far healthier.
Yeah.
They scowl though in Milan, like they scowl, and I don't know if it was the fashion industry or the fact that they had all these tourists in for the Olympics.
Yeah, I bet that has something to do with it.
I'm sure it
That's
did.
got to be annoying.
I'm sure it did, and they would just look at me like this. So I bought these sunglasses in Milan.
Very nice.
And I started to just look at them like that.
Ugh.
And we had something, they have something in Milan called a scowl off, where it's a round robin tournament where you are one-on-one scowling with someone face to face, and then the winner of that, goes on to when you break something. The way you win a scowl off is when the other person starts crying because you're just looking at them with hate.
Yeah.
That's what a scowl is. Like, you fucking... you are just detritus.
I think for our next live show, we should do a scowl off with an audience member. Maybe somebody with their arms crossed or something. Last night we had Dave Chappelle at the Comedy Store.
Okay, how was that?
It was, you'd have thought the damn president was there, or the Pope.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 5 Escalades with him. No joke.
No,
5,
did he?
5 Escalades.
What? Okay.
And they all had to park in the lot, and so the lot.
Were you involved in that shit?
I wasn't. I was on the patio last night.
Well, you dodged a bullet.
I did.
Because at the Comedy Store, when fucking, Chappelle, who I used to just, he's a god.
Yeah.
As far as stand-up goes, but his credibility's a little fucking fucked.
Yeah.
Because of the way he attacks trans people, and the way and the fact that he did Riyadh,
Yeah.
So, his fucking, what do you call it? His status for me has gone down, but he's still a fucking god.
Yeah.
Because of the way that motherfucker commands the stage. Like,
yep.
So did you see him perform?
I got to see him for about a minute.
Yeah, because everybody's in there.
Where
in there. Did he perform?
He performed in the original room.
Yeah, he likes doing that.
And tonight,
the smaller room he likes to.
Yeah, tonight, and I can say this because this won't be out for a while. He'll be in the belly room tonight.
What's he doing? A recording of any kind, or just?
They were recording a lot of stuff. There was a couple of cameras in the original room, so I don't know if he's going to be using it for something official, but everything was being recorded. But God, it was hectic, man. I mean, we literally had to clear the radios so that his team could be like, "We're moving the asset," and like, it was a lot.
He's been hit. The president's been hit.
No, there was at one point there was a panic because I think he needed a cigarette. And people, I could hear it on the radio.
You see that? That's crazy. But whatever. I mean, comedy clubs, that's where the money is, right? The big stars.
Yeah.
So they cater. I think it's fucked up. I think it's fucked up that everybody's got to like fucking. Was it for Netflix as a joke? Because that's starting to happen.
That's coming up. That's coming up in a few weeks.
You think that was a record for Netflix? Because he's a big Netflix whore.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's
Netflix
what that was
sucks
for.
his dick like. Well, you fill in the blank.
Well, I wish Netflix would get on your dick like that a little bit.
Yeah, they pissed me off. They didn't even ask me to do any shows.
Same. Yeah, same. I hosted the talent audition, but I didn't get booked on anything, and I was a little bit
miffed,
disheartened. Yeah, but I was also told I was the only guy without representation that was
really?
on that show. So
I think because I always say "fuck you, Netflix, you cocks." I hate them. I really hate them. They dropped out of buying. They were gonna buy, what was it, Warner Brothers? Yeah, Warner Brothers, and they dropped out, and now
Paramount.
Fucking Larry Ellison, who owns CBS, now he's gonna own, Paramount. Larry Ellison, that fucking piece of shit billionaire Zionist fuck. They own CNN, fucking HBO, fucking Warner Brothers, CBS. It's like one guy.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It should not be like that. I mean, thank God for, YouTube and being able to put out whatever you want. That is a good thing. But God, the big dogs are still, controlling the mainstream stuff.
Oh, and now it's just concentrated control now.
Yeah.
So few and people. But anyway, Netflix sucks Chappelle's cock like, somebody who needs to suck cock, for life.
Yeah, like
they give him so much money.
You'd think he had the fountain of youth inside of that hog of his.
So anyway,
This episode of Apocalypse Spoon is sponsored by Roe. If you're looking for better nights in the bedroom, Roe Sparks are here to help. Roe Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for harder, more controlled erections. Woo-hoo-hoo. Roe Sparks dissolve under your tongue and work in 15 minutes on average. That means less waiting to perform. I've used Roe Sparks. Oh boy, let me tell you. I called out of work the next day, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, I'm winking, but I'm wearing sunglasses, you can't see it. Roe connects guys with an online medical provider 100% online. If approved, treatment ships direct to your door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off for your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at roe.co/soon to find out if your prescription Roe Sparks are right for you. That's roe.co/soon for $15 off your order. Sparks is a compound drug product. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing reviews. For safety information, go to roe.co/safety info. Get your dick hard with Roe.
who were all the other 5 people in the Escalades? I mean, were they security?
There was a lot of security.
That's too much. I
think there was his the crew. There was
because I show up at the Comedy Store. It's one Honda Element, no security.
I know.
And I never. Usually I don't get bothered.
That's the thing.
Some
about
people say Eddie, and I'll say what, and they'll say Eddie, and I'll say I can't hear you. And it goes on like that.
Yeah, for a few minutes.
I have bad hearing, and that's because I was a floor sander for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you love floors.
I love floors. What's interesting is I love floors, but I also love ceilings.
Yeah.
And so,
if you'd only been a ceiling sander, a lot of maybe your ears would be better, but
yeah, my scumbag boss in Staten Island did not give me the proper hearing guards. I don't know what you would call it. Yeah.
Earmuffs, earplugs, something. Yeah, you could have done something.
Yeah. The earmuffs he gave were not the best quality. These guys are. I forgot to bring my binoculars. I wanted to do a binocular segment.
I like that a lot. Well, I think we should turn the segment of things you can't see off camera into like a real segment, like the show where we describe things you can't see. I like that idea. Well, the other thing that happened was did you see the Chevy Chase documentary?
Ooh, I heard it was good.
It was good. It seemed like kind of a measured view of Chevy Chase.
Did you talk to Callie about it?
I did. I talked to her about it.
Was she okay with it? Callie is Chevy Chase's daughter, and she plays piano at the... She's really cool. She plays piano at the Comedy Store.
A beautiful person. Just an absolute... amazing person, so kind, and she's in the group chat with the door guys, and she is kind of the only sweetheart in that whole group because everybody else is just a bunch of
cynical
turd comedians, and so she'll bring a nice little floweriness and a sweetness to it, which is very nice. But the doc, she's in it. She's in the doc, and Chevy was like a good mix of asshole and human, and they celebrated his his career and whatnot. But I dug it.
Oh, who did that one?
I can't remember the lady's name of it.
Because Judd Apatow did one, and I can't wait to see this one about Maria Bamford.
Yes.
Which is, that's pretty cool.
I hope that's big for her. I hope that's a big thing. But I've seen a few ads for it, and I can't wait to watch it.
When is that out already?
I think it was at Sundance already, but I don't think it's
that'll
out.
Come out soon.
Yeah.
I might do a documentary night. Chevy, Maria, and everybody should watch the Ben Stiller doc on his family.
Absolutely.
Nothing is lost.
Yes.
Ann Mira, Jerry Stiller, his sister Amy. It's a beautiful thing about, being raised in a showbiz family, and it's just really nice.
Well, and Jerry Stiller is such a he seems like such a brilliant, obviously, that everybody knows, but the documentary just really paints the picture of what a sweetheart he was and how self-conscious he was about, and that for me is valuable as an artist, to see somebody who's one of the greats.
And I hung out with him.
Yes, yeah.
And I would see that brilliance when he was on vacation, so he was relaxed and he would just go into a character, and I was like, oh my God, I get this for free. No Escalades, no 5 Escalades.
Well, that's how I feel, buddy. I feel when I hang out with you. It's always nice.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, I put on a few pounds with the gelato. So the gelato, the pasta, the ossobuco, the pizza. I'm going to get back in the gym this week, and it's going to be painful.
You're going to feel so good, buddy. Plus,
I will feel better mentally, I'll tell you, but it's going to be painful going back physically.
Well, the health and fitness community will be clamoring for those videos.
Yeah. I'm going to have to wear black, I think, for the first video, because black is slimming.
Wear a mask, wear a full, a full thing. Dude, I've been doing the fasting
thing. Tell us what's going on with you, huh? Because people haven't heard you in a while, because I did those 2 remotes.
Yep. Well, I'll
was
tell
it
you,
2 or 3? I forgot.
2 remotes. Yeah, we pretty good job on. You were gone for a bit. We did just only 2 remotes, and I love the 2 remotes.
We got to bank a bunch.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do this shit.
I don't know. It's kind of good. I think with the idea of a podcast, and I always felt this in the beginning, and I've had to change my idea of a little bit, but we embrace it. Is the fact that people watch this because they enjoy us.
Right.
So it's kind of fun, like. We're going to see the Eddie Pepitone podcast. It might be something you have no idea. You're going to be completely unexpected with what you can get. I think that's kind of a good thing,
Oh, with the
audio only ones, or even the one with you doing puppets and your, like.
Oh my God! I forgot that one.
Yeah.
That must have been weed oriented.
I don't think that,
maybe not.
I think that was a sober one. I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, you've been sober for so long.
For a while, 9 months.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I've been not sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How have you been doing? What have you been up to?
I've been good. I've been doing a lot of spots.
Shit? Yeah.
A lot of spots at the store. I had a spot out in Santa Clarita that you ever go to a show and you go, oh, this will be good for stage time, but it's probably not going to be a good show? I showed up and there was like 170 people at this place.
I hope you were getting paid.
Yeah, I got some money. I got not a crazy amount, but
170 is a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and I got to do 40 minutes on it, which was even better, man.
How did it feel? How'd the 40 feel?
It felt perfect. Honestly, 40 minutes is
45 is headlining.
Yeah,
they say an hour. But a lot of clubs will let you do 45 for a headline spot.
I like 45 versus an hour. Like I don't know.
Me too.
I haven't done hours a ton, but I do feel a lull in my last 15 minutes. Like I feel like what else?
Oh.
What else?
In the last of a 40-minute set?
Of a 1 hour set.
Oh,
so
yes.
With the 40 minutes, I was kind of like, now I can close out. And like, now I still got stuff and I only have another 5 minutes to go.
Right, that's good. That's good.
That was a real shot in the arm,
Right.
And sometimes that's all I got to do is just get out and do what I like doing and I can feel good.
Santa Clarita, I've performed in a few places there, including it was a place in Santa Clarita that was a restaurant, but they had they turned it was kind of a back room into a stage, and it was strange, but it was good.
Did they have an open, garage opened on the side where it goes outside? Because we might have been at the same place.
What do you mean with the
So
garage?
this place was kind of like that, where it was a big back room that looked like it was, I think it was for a brewery. And then they just set up a bunch of chairs and stuff, and then they had like an elevated stage.
Ours wasn't like that.
Okay. And then there was a garage door, like a big roll-up garage door to the outside. So there was a patio too. But yeah, it was...
Who'd you do it with?
It was with Cal Comedy Underground. This guy David, who books me on a lot of those. It's nice to have a kid who believes in you, you know? And like he's just like, would you headline? I'm like, I'd love to, thank you, you know?
Yeah.
But that was good. What else did I do, man? I went on a little hike up to a waterfall up in my area.
In Fresno?
No, up in Tahunga, up in the Angeles National Forest.
Oh, where me and you did a pod.
Yeah.
We got to go back and do that.
Oh, I'd love to. Anytime you're willing to drive up there, I'm totally down.
Yeah.
It's just so gorgeous up there.
It was really pretty. It was bizarre, that one. I forget. How did that one go?
It was good. I think we got a nice little highlight, a little clip out of that one about you were talking about our handsome governor.
Really?
Or what was his name? Newsom. Yeah, Newsom.
He's the front runner for the Democratic nomination for president.
I don't love it.
No,
I don't think that's going to make it happen.
We need radical change, and he's not it. You know,
well,
he's
dude,
not it.
By the way, so my wife works for the Los Angeles Unified School District, whose superintendent is being raided by the FBI right now.
What happened with the superintendent? Was he caught with edible underwear? What was it?
I wish. No, it's worse than that. It looks like, because I don't know what it is. It's all speculation, but he was involved with an AI program, an AI company that was just ruled against for millions and millions of dollars because of fraudulent something, and they sold their programming to a bunch of schools, a bunch of
LA schools,
all over the U.S. For this AI learning. So now they're looking at maybe that these superintendents were getting kickbacks for taking this AI thing that turned out to not even be a real program. It turned out to be all bullshit. And so that's why the company got sued.
What is the name of that company? Do you know?
Me and my wife were looking at, I can't remember the name of it.
That's really fraudulent. Also, I think AI is the opposite of learning for kids. No.
Yeah.
I mean, they just get this shit fed to them.
Yes. Well, I think, the program was essentially like having a teacher talk to you, a kid, and, basically facilitating where they're at. And, kind of like the progressive SATs that they do now, where if you answer this question right, the next question will be more difficult. And if you get it wrong.
Well, we are going to use an AI song in this episode, but the AI stuff is a disaster environmentally. The way these data centers, the amount of electricity and resources that these data centers use for this fucking technology that is replacing people's jobs.
Yeah.
They're automating people out of jobs.
Well, literally,
this
guys.
Fucking yeah. Anyway,
literally kids that just graduated.
Anyway,
back to the jokes. No, there's kids out there that just got their degrees in computer programming.
Right.
Literally have been replaced by some guy that goes, I don't need to hire 5 computer programmers. I can just use AI. So it's devastating.
The thing to me is that, all this efficiency, supposedly, which it really isn't, because, like I said, they're destroying the fucking planet environmentally. So you could have, these companies will make a lot of money, and do what with it? Flee from locusts?
Yeah.
And tidal waves and heat waves. Anyway.
They're going to flee
also, what kind of world is it going to be if everybody's fucking unemployed?
I don't know.
It's going to be a fucking bloodbath is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And, the techie bros are, they're fucking buying, they're making mansion bungalows in New Zealand to hide out when the shit hits the storm. It's crazy. It's apocalyptical, which is the name of the podcast, Apocalypse Soon. And I think it's like it's redundant now.
Yep.
Well,
and the billionaires have been doing this for decades, where they're buying these huge buildings in like New York City, and I mean, there's a bunch of reports about the Chinese billionaires that are doing it, there's tech guys now that are doing it in these huge cities, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles. They don't use them; they're just using them for tax shelters.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we have this crazy homeless problem.
Oh my God!
And we have empty buildings. It's insanity.
Yes. You're talking about a lot of equity companies. Yeah, well, the concentration of wealth has gotten so ridiculous.
It's sad. It's a real bummer.
That shit, it's inevitable that there's gonna be a reckoning.
Yeah.
A reckoning. And I don't know, man. I mean, I got a certain amount of time on this earth. I feel like I've lived a life. I feel bad for the kids because they're going to be, all of them, have no future, it looks like. But I don't know, maybe something good will happen. What do you think? Oh, you have kids, right?
There's a lot of altruism that has to happen, with these AI companies, because like you're saying, the dream is, it's a real dystopian socialist dream with AI that, God willing, we'll have AI do all these jobs that replace these low-level things. Now there's all this wealth of money, and then they'll give it to the people, so that they don't have to work. But that's not what's going to happen. The guy that figures it out is just going to hoard it and hoard it and hoard it, just like always.
Right. They are talking about a universal basic income. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
UBI?
Oh, yeah. I would love the universal basic income. And there's plenty of psychological models that say giving people money doesn't work, but let's try it out.
About that? Well, people need money to survive.
Yes, but
it's not about that anymore.
No. But it's like the models of like where they give a mouse a pellet without him pushing the button, and his behavior is very different than if he pushes a button and gets a pellet. So
if he pushes a button and gets a pellet.
You got a bee that is just hovering around you, Eddie.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
As long as he doesn't bite
Turn your
me.
head that way real quick. All right. Yeah, I thought it was on your hair. I got to look out for you out here, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, because it's tense out here.
It is. Speaking of tense, we are wrapping up here at the end. Do you have it in you to give us a little guided meditation before we close out?
Sure.
I think that'd be beautiful.
Sure. We have 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And as the anxiety of uncontrollable disaster breaks over your brain and your mind on social media every day, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody, I want you to put the drugs down. All right, everybody, let's put the pipes away. Let's put the razor blades away that's cutting up the cocaine. And by pipes, I mean the glass pipes, the corn cob pipes. A lot of sailors still smoke corn cob pipes, except now they're filled with methamphetamine. Put away all your drug paraphernalia, your rolling papers, your vaporizers. I'll never forget, folks, the first time I smoked from a vaporizer. I was stoned for many days, I remember, and I remember all I wanted was pudding and porn and just jerking off. I would jerk off and then I would have a pudding. It was a simple way of life. But it wasn't a productive way of life. And as we've been talking about AI centers, I want you to breathe in all of your hopes and dreams. Breathe in all your hopes and dreams. See a winged bird going into your heart. See a winged golden bird of hopes and dreams going into your heart, and let that bird fly up into your brain without destroying the brain. The golden bird goes up. It may hurt your sinuses. I don't know if anybody knows when a golden bird goes flying up into their brain that it sometimes hurts their sinuses. But this golden bird is such a beautiful bird, and it's love and it's hope. And by the way, I hope you're in light-fitting clothing. I mean, we are in the end of days. We now have started to bomb the Mideast, and this time we've decided to bomb a country with 90 million people. I'm talking about Iran. There could be incredible escalations, and finally the end. I myself at this point welcome the end, but I want you to breathe in love. Breathe in a really deep-seated love, the kind of love that you never got and never will get. You have to give it to yourself. Breathe in a love as if you were Santa Claus, as if you were Jesus Christ. I should have said Christ. Santa Claus didn't really fit there. As if you're the Buddha, as if you're Muhammad, as if you're Jesus. Breathe in all of the love and the intensity of life-giving substance. And then, we have the timer. That's it, everybody. That's the end of guided meditation. Sorry, folks, your 45 minutes is up. Everybody out of the studio, out of the guided meditation studio. And don't forget to leave your fucking mats. Put your mats by the door, especially you, Rodriguez. Yeah, last week, I saw you fucking took a mat. All right, everybody, get out of here. I got to go have some ossobuco and fettuccine. Well, I love tagliatelle lately. Tagliatelle is a thick noodle. It's a little thicker than fettuccine in a bolognese sauce. So anyway, I get out of here. I have to eat tagliatelle with bolognese, and you fucks with your little mats and your little breathing. Get out of here. Don't forget to pay at the window. A lot of you people try to get away without paying the $75 for coming in here. Now, I run a tight ship, and that's why when the timer goes off, I don't care if we didn't get an out-breath, Fredericks. I don't care. You got an in-breath, and that's $75 when the timer goes off.
Everybody, thanks for joining us here on the Apocalypse Soon podcast with Eddie Pepitone. If you like this podcast, you want to throw us some cash for saying thank you for what we do, go over to Patreon, where we'll give you this podcast the day that it comes out in beautiful 1080 to 4K video, and you can see every episode that we've done. It's all there, all archived on YouTube, so go over there and subscribe. We also have an Apocalypse Soon Clips channel you can check out now, where I dump absolutely every single possible clip on that channel to get you guys filtered over here. Go to eddiepepitone.com if you want to see him in person and poke him, and maybe kiss him on the neck, or just give him some compliments in person. And that's it.
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching Apocalypse Soon. We're back. Me and Kev are back as a duo. And remember, this is a podcast with no upside. I mean, absolutely zero, zilch, nada upside. We're here to drive your spirit into the fucking ground where it belongs. So thank you for watching, listening to Apocalypse Soon, a podcast with no upside.